In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 MLB games happening on October 4th, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Arizona Diamondbacks versus Milwaukee Brewers. The Arizona Diamondbacks clash with the Milwaukee Brewers in Game 2 of the best-of-3 wildcard series on Wednesday night. The Diamondbacks will be sending Zach Gallen to the mound. The Brewers will answer with veteran Freddie Peralta. Arizona won the season series by a 4-2 mark and posted a 6-3 victory in Game 1 on Tuesday night. When this series began, I thought the Brewers were in a great position to win this series and maybe even close it out early. Now, I think it might be the other way around. After dropping Game 1 by a 6-3 score, all the pressure is firmly on the Brew Crew in Game 2. Arizona sends its ace to the mound, and while they aren't quite playing with house money, they certainly have the deck stacked in their favor. I am surprised to see this game open with the Brewers favored, to be honest. I think this game favors Arizona. On Tuesday, the Diamondbacks hit the ball hard off of Corbin Burnes, and Corbin Carroll and Kettle Marte went yard on back-to-back pitches. The Brewers were hitting the ball too, but they weren't scoring. They had 12 hits, but only managed 3 runs, and none of them after the second inning. They left 11 runners on base, and while part of that had to do with a couple of spectacular web gems by Evan Longoria, the Brewers also had a couple of base-running blunders of their own. Regardless, you can't win in the playoffs while leaving that many guys aboard. You just don't get that many opportunities, and I wouldn't expect that many opportunities on Tuesday against Zach Gallen. Gallen had a couple of rough outings down the stretch, but across the season, Gallen days have been win days for the Snakes. He is the kind of guy who can lead you deep into the playoffs, and it is very possible that he locks up a less than efficient Milwaukee offense. He dominated the Brewers twice during the regular season, but those were both pre-July, so this was hardly the same Brewers lineup. Still, expect Gallen to be strong. The Brewers hand the ball to Freddie Peralta with their season in the balance. Peralta has not faced the Diamondbacks all season. He is a high strikeout pitcher, but the Snakes do not strike out much as a team, ranking in the top handful of teams in that category. If Arizona can put the ball in play, their team's speed and aggressiveness on the base paths puts a lot of pressure on a defense and on a power pitcher like Peralta. The Brewers are getting the benefit of the doubt because they're at home, and oddsmakers and bettors refuse to believe they're going to go out like this. However, the Diamondbacks have been a feisty team all season, and Zach Gallen and plus money isn't what I'm willing to turn down. Gallen was in the Cy Young convo all season long with a 3.47 earned run average and 1.12 WHIP. Gallen has allowed 2 runs in his last 12.1 innings, with 15 strikeouts. Freddie Peralta is great, and he has playoff experience unlike Gallen, but I'm not turning down plus money with one of the best pitchers in the National League. I believe that the Diamondbacks have an edge here in Game 2 if we can get their bullpen to hold up for a second straight day, which is risky as their bullpen is the worst pen remaining in the postseason. So the Arizona Diamondbacks money line is our full game side pick. The Diamondbacks are averaging 4.6 runs per game and 4.51 runs per game at home. They average 6.33 runs per game in their last 3 games against the Brewers. The Brewers are averaging 4.49 runs per game and 4.65 runs per game at home. They averaged 3 runs per game in their last 3 games against the Diamondbacks. This was the only game to go over the mark on Tuesday. Working in favor of some scoring are a few things. First, the Brewers are desperate, and it's not like they failed to hit on Tuesday. They posted 12 hits as a team, but they just failed to get those guys across. Second, the Diamondbacks do not strike out much, and their offense is predicated upon putting the ball in play and applying pressure to defenses with their speed and aggressiveness. I think both teams could be scoring here. The Arizona bullpen in general is quite shaky, so they could cough up a lead late, without question. The second factor, however, will likely go unnoticed. In a failed effort to keep the game close on Tuesday, the Brewers put Devin Williams on the mound against the heart of the Arizona order. Not only did they plate a couple of runs, but just getting a look at a closer early in a series usually means the chances of a blown save go way up later in the series. I think both bullpens will be vulnerable on Wednesday, and we might see some crooked numbers on the board in the later innings of this one. Additionally, the Brewers and Diamondbacks played over the total in 3 of their last 4 meetings. Typically, I favor unders in the postseason, but I think this number might be a shade too low. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Marlins versus Philadelphia Phillies. The Philadelphia Phillies will continue their wild card series against the Miami Marlins on Wednesday. The Phillies took game in a 4-1 final, holding off Miami late. The Miami Marlins come into this game on the brink of elimination, down 0-1 in the series after a 4-1 loss in Tuesday's series opener. Brian De La Cruz accounted for Miami's lone RBI while Josh Bell went 3 for 4 at the plate with a double. Jesus Sanchez, Jake Berger, and Luis Ariz each had a base hit as well in the losing effort for Miami. Jesus Luzardo took the loss, falling to 0-1 after allowing 3 runs on 8 hits with 5 strikeouts over just 4 innings of work. Braxton Garrett will start for the Marlins here and was 9-7 with a 3.66 earned run average and 156 strikeouts in the regular season. The Philadelphia Phillies are in search of one more win to get back to the National League Division Series after their win over the Marlins on Tuesday. Nick Castellanos and Alec Boehm each had a double and an RBI, with Castellanos logging 2 doubles, while Christian Pash and Bryson Stott each had RBIs to round out the scoring for Philadelphia in the win. Trea Turner also went 2 for 3 with a double, while Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, and Josh Rojas each had a base hit as well in the win. Zach Wheeler got the win to improve to 1-0 after allowing just the 1 run on 5 hits with 8 strikeouts over 6.2 innings of work. Craig Kimbrell closed out the 9th for the save. Aaron Nola will start for the Phillies here and was 12-9 with a 4.46 earned run average and 202 strikeouts this season. The Phillies look to close out the series against the Marlins on Wednesday night after taking a rather straightforward 4-1 victory on Tuesday. Citizens Bank Park was loud and electric, and the defending National League champs delivered in Game 1. Game 2 will feature Braxton Garrett and Aaron Nola as the starters. In his first full season with the big league club, Garrett did not disappoint, working to a 3.66 earned run average. He has pitched especially well down the stretch. Aside from his final start against the Mets, you would have to go back to mid-July to find the last time he gave up more than 3 runs. He has been a consistent competitor for the Fish. He has seen the Phillies twice, and both times saw him go 5 innings and yield 3 runs. Good, but certainly not unhittable. Aaron Nola has a similar phenomenon. He has 3 appearances against the Marlins scattered across the season, all of them resulting in 4 earned runs. Nola has been quite erratic throughout the season, never really settling into a dominant form at any point. Still, he likes the big stage. With all that said, I'm just not all that sold on Aaron Nola, and he's been prone to giving up runs against Miami this season, allowing 4 runs in each of his 3 starts against the Fish this season. Braxton Garrett, I'd argue, is the staff ace of the Marlins, and I just believe that the Marlins come to fight here. So the Miami Marlins money line is our full game side pick. Both starting pitchers are good, and they have been throwing well lately. Braxton Garrett has seen the Phillies twice this season, both times giving up 3 runs in 5 innings. Aaron Nola has given up 4 runs to the Marlins in all 3 starts against the Fish this season. I, however, think that both guys will exceed those earlier results. Both of these starters are battlers, and both teams will throw every arm in their bullpen if they have to. Similar to the handicap in Game 1, we have a Miami club that routinely logs hits, but doesn't put up the runs to show for it. As a result, they often leave too many runners stranded. The Phillies have the same problem in regard to leaving runners stranded, and they'll be throwing against Garrett, who has been able to rack up the Ks despite also giving up hits. The Phillies sit bottom 10 in strikeout rate, and that could come to fruition here. As is well documented, runs are hard to come by in the postseason. On Tuesday, 3 of the 4 games stayed well under 8 runs, and the other game only went over in the 9th inning. If you ever find yourself unsure of what else to do in the postseason, take an under. I think we will be in for another tense, low-scoring game, probably one that stays in the 4-3 range. It's a long way to 8 runs in a postseason game, and I like making teams score 9 to beat me. I expect runs to be hard to come by for both clubs in this one. All in all, I believe that this game is more likely to stay under than to go over. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.